Good thing Matt's not here. He's working on a van at the moment. He had to have a break. So, oh dear, I'm gonna cop it. I thought, oh well, I may as well be some cheap humour for some people out there that love their Jeeps.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back. It is the 6th of June. It's a freezing day. We've got the old demon heater out here. It's just chugging away quite nicely. So yeah, pulled that down out of retirement. I've got to try and figure out where we're up to. So yesterday we were at Farm Fest and ran into quite a few people there. So it was good to see. A few people recognised us. And we're back here now. It is really cold here. It was actually, weirdly enough, it was better weather in Toowoomba than here. So it was cold yesterday here apparently, and it's cold here again today. So we're just doing a few shed jobs. We've got JD and Johnny doing a bit of work on the Kelly chains, getting that up to scratch, because we're going to be probably using that when we do the cultivating on the cotton country. We've got a couple of jobs to do on the Gayson air cart here, where Brad was having issues with the hoses popping off. But yeah, we just got maybe they're done. Maybe it's all ready to go. But I've made a bit of a mess here already this morning, and I've done a stock order for a few bits and pieces with the 12 volt systems. And then the main project that was going to happen today, but it's already like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is about how far we've got. We did have the guys from Chiefs Australia, so they do a lot. They're the supplier for a lot of these cleaning products, and they deal with a lot of the really good quality pressure washing attachments and all of that sort of stuff. And they contacted us and just said, "Oh, we're passing through. Let's drop off a system." So that's the one we had that was all inbuilt here for a couple of weeks, and we used that. And to be honest, we weren't told to say anything nice. We were just said, see what you think, whatever. Doesn't even have to go on the channel. But we all got a bit excited, and really love how well it does clean. And the chemicals seem to be doing a cracking job. But more importantly, this is the thing we love. So this is a little injector system. It's not in a very good situation there. It's all tangled up and you can't see. We've got a bit of rattle gun action happening over there, but that's basically the injector. You've got your lever here, which is on and off, and you've got your selector there. So you can have 4 different products wired up, plumbed in, and just choose between them what you want. And basically we've got the general purpose sort of wash. There's one that's a bit more extreme, and then there's one that's really extreme, which is for earth moving, all that sort of stuff. And then we've got this blue little one here, which is like a wax polish type thing, and that actually works a treat on the vehicles in our cars. Just keeps them actually a bit cleaner, I've noticed with my ute, and brings them up, makes them really shine. So then I think that white one behind there is like one for polished aluminium and stuff, where some chemicals can be a bit harsh on them. So that's the brief rundown and the brief history. So what we're trying to do is retrofit our system here. So these guys actually said, like we said, we really liked it, all of that, and they offered to just come and fit this system up for us. So we got that, and then all the attachments. So they're a quick detach and attach setup. So we're trying to just work out the best way to mount and make up a bit of a frame, sort of like what they had on their demo unit. And that is our goal, because we actually just found it really helpful to be able to just get it on, like pick it up with the forklift, go to the back of the sprayer, plonk it down on the back of the sprayer, like behind the sprayer, and then the reel was long enough to reach both ends, so you could easily wash the whole sprayer. It just made life so much easier. And also because we've got properties in different areas, you could throw it on the back of the ute and just go down and quickly do whatever. So we're going to get them to actually source us a couple of reels. So a reel for the inlet into it, so you can just hook to the garden tap, and then one for the big blue hose here, just to keep it all tidy and it's painful when you're trying to take something somewhere and there's just a big mess of hoses. So we're just not sure yet whether we might mount the 2 reels here and here. We're obviously going to enclose this all and then have a platform for all the product there and mount that injector system there properly. So that way we're sort of utilising what we've got with that pressure washer. And yeah, we've done quite a lot. Even though this pressure washer is a little bit smaller than the one they had, it's been excellent. So it has actually changed the game with the washing side of things. So yeah, anyway, that really didn't turn into a short sort of a summary, did it? That went a bit long, but anyway, that's where we're up to today. Brad's just gonna, we're kind of not wanting to use a heap of like new steel and just go crazy with it. Like it may not be the prettiest thing, but we're just sort of wanting it functional and strong. Well guys, we are back. I got a few of us are back on deck after lunch. Brad's ferreting away on the lathe. Not entirely sure what he's doing. Maybe we'll just have a sneak peek.
Fogging out.
You're fogging up? It's terrible. Terrible weather.
All day. Look away.
You think
it's hideous?
You think you might need to go for a smaller lathe?
Oh, I don't think it's big enough. Well, what I'm trying to do is we've got
that racket in the background, but anyway,
yeah,
that's just life.
We're putting gas struts on the bonnet.
That's of the 280, so they were failing.
Mr. Genuine is expensive, so we get them struts made aftermarket, but I've got different size balls. But that doesn't sound good, but anyway.
So
the problem is that threads into the frame, so it needs to be that thread, and this is a smaller one. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to make a little sleevey doobie dad, like that.
Gee, you're smart.
So that I can utilise the small ball with that one.
So the Genuine one's got a big ball and the
big
yeah, right.
And but because it's not a nut that goes in, it's part of the arm.
You can't just replace the.
No.
Yeah, right.
So that's what we're
tricky. Oh well.
We're trying to outsmart it.
Yeah, well. See, it's 50-50 sometimes, isn't it?
It is, sir.
Right. Anyway, back to the main project. So here with the pressure washer, this is the frame. So these have been sitting down near Brad's place for 7 years maybe, because when we got the big dome shed down there, it all arrived on these frames, and we always thought, oh, we'll flip them over and make bench tops out of them, but you know, we never got around to it, so they just sat there. So Brad actually brought that up, and I think it's going to work really well actually. Going to save us a lot of steel and probably time. So I've already had the machine in there and it fits in there, but what we're doing is we've also got some of this channel that we got made up a while ago for the motorbike trailer, and this was all what was left over. So we're actually going to weld that in there a little bit down, so there's a bit of a lip there, and that way the wheels of that will slot into there, and it means at any time we can always pull the machine out on the wheels. All we have to do is unscrew the high pressure line and pull that out, and then if we ever need to service it or do whatever, it's out of this frame. But so yeah, I'm gonna do that. We didn't quite have another piece long enough, so I've got to cut up and weld the leftover bits to make another track there, and then probably from there, all of this area we'll probably put some expanded metal, sheet metal, so that way it doesn't build up with rubbish and dirt and everything. It'll just, all the dirt, rocks, whatever will fall through. And then we'll probably just see, I'm going to leave this at this length now. It is too long, but I will, or wide, depending which way you look at it, but I'm thinking we'll get everything sort of roughly sorted out and wait till we get some those reels that the guys at Chiefs are going to organise for us, and we will just see how much we can sort of nip that back in, and then we'll just basically cut it off here and then here, whatever, and then just bring that across, and then we've got our frame, we can stick the forklift under, and all of that. So yeah, that's probably the main part of what we'll do for the minute, because it also, if we don't get back to this job for a little bit, we can just have it on there and then put it back in the shed and continue working on it when we get a chance. But at the minute, it's all sort of disassembled and we can't use the things. So I'll get these rails on, put the pressure washer in there, and then we can just have a bit of a fiddle and see if I can get these drums in here nicely, so it's all just one unit for the time being until we can finish the job. But that could be a continued project over a few, hopefully not weeks, hopefully just days. But there'll be a few people toing and froing and coming and going for the next little bit. But we've got the John Shearer here. Johnny and JD are working together. They've got the Kelly chains all sorted, but they're just doing a bit of tidy up work here. Johnny's just put a patch on the little whoopsie daisy that happened to Brad when he was sowing, where the linkage of the Challenger had dropped down, or he'd bumped it going over a hill without realising it, and then when he turned it, the linkage punctured a hole in the A-frame of the cultivator. So that's not very cool. So that's the story there, and then we're pretty well got to get ready for sowing where the cotton was. So we're going to put chickpeas in there. And these are the shanks for the Boss planer, or the tines with the sweeps on it, which we can just put in on the, so we're only cultivating where the cotton rows are, and then we'll just be planting as per usual with the normal knife points in between where the cotton rows are. So that way we're not fully disturbing the soil where we don't need to, and we can conserve a little bit of moisture in between the rows. So anyway, that's where we're at, I think. I don't have any, no more news really. I might update you a bit and see how Brad gets on with his little sleeves. It mightn't.
That's looking promising. That's one.
Yes, the modifying you have to do when you don't want to pay full price. So the real reason I grabbed the camera to do an update is I'm waiting on the welder. So that's where I'm at. Well guys, it's been, it's virtually knock-off time. It is quite dark. We've got everyone ready to peel off. It's looking a bit fresh around. And still quite cool, but the sun actually came out for a little bit at the end there, so that was good. So to wrap up what we've done for the day, we've got this sort of at a semi-permanent stage, and fingers crossed that doesn't become permanent, like so many other semi-permanent projects on the farm become. But what we've done, we're waiting on the reels, so we don't know exactly what size they're going to be and where we're going to fit them. So I haven't cut and shortened that yet, but I've just temporarily welded a bit there to stop all the drums falling off. But at least at the minute we can use it, it's not undercover yet or anything, but next week we can get to it and sort of finish it off, and that'll be good. But at the minute now we can just use it quite comfortably and put it back there, and it's not sort of sitting in the shed taking up space. So to be quite honest, I'm actually just trying to pad out videos a bit, so I've got a bit more of a backlog for when everyone else is away and I'm really busy with a newborn / making sure everything's going all right here. I'm just trying to get that backlog back, so apologies if the videos are a little boring. Is it meant to warm up here the next couple of days?
I think we're at the top of 11 today. 10.
11.
And felt like 8. So for us northerners, that's cold.
You felt like you were back at Ballarat?
I did, yeah. Well, we had had the heater going.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. This is where you want the insulated big enclosed shed, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was thinking probably maybe a week or two out of the whole year is when you wish you had an enclosed shed, heated shed. Yeah, that's right. The rest of the time it's the sun's beaming in here. Winter, didn't fresh, but no, she wasn't shining.
Well, g'day guys. It's another day. The sun has made it. Look at that. It's wonderful. Shed day today. So JD here has cut the old auger tube off. We've been letting him loose with the plasma. Hey. So now he gets to cover up his all his sins with the angle grinder, eh? But no, that looks... to fix it first. So we've just left what we can intact. All the backbone, the base plates down there. So yeah, he's just doing lots of grinding, and then we'll get the new one. So because it's still wet and it just hasn't dried, eh? It's been about a week, and it really hasn't got any drier, has it? It's just, we're finding water drops on the grass at 4 o'clock in the arty, and it hadn't rained. It's just crazy. So anyway, and for all you people there that get very excited about Jeeps, I'll see you later, JD. If you're a Jeep lover, you're going to love this. The dear old darling. Really, just what's happened is it's just another opportunity for me to keep in touch with my mechanical skills. Good thing Matt's not here. He's working on a van at the moment. He had to have a break. So, oh dear, I'm going to cop it. I thought, oh well, I may as well be some cheap humour for some people out there that love their Jeeps. So what's happened, I was doing some cotton inspection, wasn't driving in the paddock, just on the road, but the traction control come on. I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting, but we got lots of mud here. And then next thing the engine stopped. So Matt's updating his scan tool, Dad's here, he's working on his van. Hello, folks. He's very motivated too. We're getting close to the trip. So, but I'm just suspicious that, where's a good spot here? Like all this, it's just, mud just cakes on our lovely Shire roads in Moree are A1. Hard on gear. So I'm just thinking that maybe it's a wire. You know, I'm just checking all my wires and plugs. Matt's trying to get the scan tool working, and you just got, because it's got air suspension, you've got all these plugs and that, so just trying to make sure everything looks okay.
It's his driving style.
Yeah, well that's what it is. I'm getting a bit of a, everyone says, oh, it's because you bought a Jeep, but unfortunately I seem to have issues with other manufacturers too, so it must be my driving style. Anyway, bit of humour, guys. Hopefully I'll report back with some good news. Dad's van, oh yeah, oh, and Dad's van there, Matt's working in there.
I think Brad's already explained to you a little bit of what's happening with the Jeep. We're just going to let that sit there for a bit and maybe it'll fix itself. Unlikely. But yeah, so that's been a bit of a battle today. I've got 2 scan tools and one of them kept dropping out. So I've got one here that just with this Bluetooth and an app on your phone, but it kept dropping out whenever I was trying to connect to it. And this one, I need to update the subscription on that, but it's a public holiday in New South Wales today, so I couldn't do that. What else is news, Brad?
My camera.
Yeah, I did actually. Mine's still in my ute.
Poor form.
Did you explain anything of what's going on here?
Yeah, I've told them all about that.
We did actually get sent something from a viewer. Let's see if we can have a look. Ah, one-handed. Yeah. That's why I got magnets on them. I flogged Brad's camera and it keeps dying on me, so let's try mine. Someone just gave you a dodgy camera, Brad. Right, so what I was trying to say is we got sent this, just randomly turned up in the mail, and we were thinking it is a 24 volt battery maintenance, and what's the word? What is it? Might say on it. Well, that's the company, Hotwire Proprietary Limited. Oh, had a mental blank. It pulses to stop the sulfation of the battery. So, oh, here we go. There's a whole book on it. Improve battery performance and extend battery life up to 3 times with Pulse Technology. So, I have in my time in the trade, I did know about these, and there was different things people did to you know, extend the battery life, because things like electrolysis or sulfation, all of those sort of things, can be a problem. So these I've never really had much to do with, but I'm pretty keen to give it a try and just see. And it's kind of a long-term test, so it'll be on there for a few years. But yeah, this here is resin covered, sort of this whole solar panel thing, so it's quite thick, and it is just like solid resin, so that is as strong as you'll get for a solar panel. So you can just screw it in with the 4 corners there and run these wires down, and yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll be keen to, when we get a moment to put that on, that's what we'll be doing, because it not only hopefully will it help keep the battery in tip-top shape, you like stop it sulfating and limiting its life, it'll just keep it topped up and keep it full, so when we do get back to them, they're not flat. So that's, we might put it on Tiny 3 because Brad's got a habit of leaving the isolator on. Hey Brad.
Hey, yeah.
You got a habit of leaving the isolators on, so we'll put it on your dozer, Tiny 3, in case you do that. So,
It's just my day.
yeah. So anyway, that's a bit of exciting. Yeah, just showed up at our PO box, so that was pretty cool. And then yeah, there's just a little bit more caravanning happening as far as just sorting out a couple of issues before the big trip the other guy's going. Dad's found something to busy himself with. He's still doing plumbing.
Oh yeah, this is a little motor that came with the trailer.
Oh yeah.
The other one, the 3-inch pump's going, got it working, and this one didn't want to go, so the switch was a bit dodgy. Didn't want to run without brake cleaner, so I thought, well, I'll start with some draining the fuel.
Give it some fresh stuff.
Give it some fresh fuel and
See what happens.
problems fixed.
Oh, it has. You have run it, have you? Yeah, right. That's the good thing about Honda motors, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever had one fail in the 30 whatever years. We used to use those broken Cratton ones, you know, Briggs and Stratton.
Briggs and Stratton.
And then we went to the Hondas back in the late 80s, and I never had one. I don't think I've ever had one fail.
It's usually, if it doesn't start first pull, you either haven't turned the ignition on, or there's very rarely either no fuel or spark plug sometimes can get a bit funky. But yeah, we've got, I don't know how many of them we've got now. There's probably 12.
I got one from in town, a dead one from in town that had been whatever, something bad had happened to it. So I got it for $60 to get some parts off it.
Yeah.
It was good.
No, they're just, I actually had a Yamaha little pump motor. We got cheap, a brand new one, and it's no Honda, but Yamaha's a good brand, but still they did something right with these little motors. We've still got this to do when we get some bits and pieces, get those hose reels, but as you can see, being a public holiday today, Brad's kids were up here having a cracking time washing everything. But yeah, it's going really well, and I think that's about it. We'll probably leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.